China just dropped millions of fluffy rabbits into one of the deadliest deserts on Earth. Yeah, you heard that right. Rabbits, not soldiers, not machines, bunnies. And guess what? These little guys didn't just survive. They literally turned a sea of death into a green paradise. Sounds crazy, right? Well, be ready, because what happened next absolutely shocked the entire world. All right, let's rewind a bit. We're talking about the Kubuqi Desert in China, a massive, brutal wasteland that was basically eating the country alive. Every single year, this monster was swallowing around 500,000 acres. That's like 500,000 football fields just poof, gone, buried under sand. China tried everything. They planted trees in the 50s and 60s, set up sand control stations, threw money at the problem. But the desert, it just kept winning. The sand was unstoppable, and people were fleeing the area because, honestly, who wants to live in a death trap? But then one entrepreneur had an idea so wild, so insane, that people literally laughed at him. His name was Wang Wangyuan, and this guy was either a genius or completely out of his mind. Probably both. So here's what he did. He started planting willow trees. Yeah, willows right in the middle of the desert. Now, willows are hardcore. Their roots go down like 300 feet to find water. They're survivors. But here's the problem. Desert winds are brutal. They blow the sand everywhere, dry out the soil, and basically kill anything trying to grow. So Wang planted dry shrubs around the willows in these square grids to block the wind. People were like, dude, what are you doing? You're planting trees in a desert. But Wang, he just kept going. For 3 years, things were looking good. The willows were growing, but then, new problem. The trees needed maintenance. See, if you want to sell willow wood to paper and furniture companies, you gotta trim the young shoots so the main trunk gets thicker. But doing that manually in a desert? Expensive, exhausting, nearly impossible. That's when Wang pulled out his secret weapon, Rex rabbits. These aren't your average bunnies. Rex rabbits have fur as soft as otter fur, super valuable, sold to luxury textile companies for big money. But here's the kicker. Rex rabbits love eating fresh willow shoots, so Wang brought in thousands, then millions of these fluffy little workers, and they did exactly what he hoped. They munched on the thin branches, which made the tree trunks grow thicker and stronger. Boom, free labor. But wait, it gets better. Rex rabbits are basically poop machines, and their droppings? Pure gold. Seriously, rabbit dung is amazing fertilizer. It made the sandy soil fertile. Suddenly, the desert wasn't just sand anymore. It was becoming farmland. Vegetables started growing, grass started spreading, and here's the coolest part. Ooh, this is genius. Rabbits can't digest grass seeds, so when they eat grass, the seeds pass right through them and get planted with their droppings. Nature's little gardeners, man. The more rabbits, the more grass, the greener the desert. It was a self-sustaining cycle. Plus, Rex rabbits reproduce like crazy. One female can have up to 50 babies a year, so the population exploded, the dung kept flowing, and the desert kept green. This wasn't just science, this was magic. After seeing this work, Wang went full beast mode. He rented 100 bulldozers, 100, and started flattening sand dunes, filling pits, and planting even more willows. The Chinese government saw what was happening and jumped in. They brought in millions more Rex rabbits and gave them to local families. Every household became a mini rabbit farm. Fast forward 30 years and the results are insane. The Kubuqi Desert covers about 18,600 square kilometers, and according to the UN, the United Nations, about 33% of it is now green. That's over 6,000 square kilometers of desert turned into thriving land. The Chinese government invested around $400 million into this project. New villages were built, jobs were created. Today, there are over 2,000 farms operating in what used to be a barren wasteland. About 10,000 people's lives have been completely transformed. Farmers who used to flee the desert are now thriving there, and every year, they sell about 3 million Rex rabbits for their fur. That's serious money. But wait, there's more. China didn't stop at rabbits. They built the world's largest solar plant right there in the desert. It's called the Kubuqi solar plant, and it covers 6,000 acres with nearly 500,000 solar panels arranged in the shape of a galloping horse. From space, it looks incredible. This thing generates billions of kilowatt hours of energy every year, saving thousands of tons of coal and cutting carbon emissions by over 1,000,000 tons. And here's the genius part. The panels create shade underneath, which stops water from evaporating. So grass grows under the panels, rabbits eat the grass, their poop spreads more seeds, and the whole cycle keeps going while also producing clean energy. It's like a perfect system. Environment, economy, and energy all winning together. So yeah, China took one of the world's deadliest deserts and turned it into a green paradise using rabbits, willows, and some seriously smart thinking. What was once a sea of death is now a sea of life, and it all started with the right animal in the right place. The message? When humans work with nature instead of against it, anything is possible, even turning a wasteland into a wonderland. If this blew your mind, smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe because we've got more crazy stories coming your way. See you in the next one.